Hey everyone, hope you are having a great day. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how you can set up Fortify CI/CD integration directly into your code base. So your bot gets tested automatically every time you push a change without anyone needing to manually visit the Fortify UI. Before we jump in, a quick recap for the context. So if you're already been using Fortify, you are familiar with the connector setup, where you implement the logic to connect your bot to Fortify via our SDK. That part stays exactly the same because it what allows you to trigger red teaming session against your bot from the Fortify UI whenever you want to run an assessment. Now that workflow is great for on-demand testing, but what about catching issues earlier, like right when code gets committed? That's where the CI/CD integration comes in. With the CI/CD integration now available in Fortify, you can add just a few lines of code into your existing pipeline, the same code base that powers your bot, and trigger a red teaming session automatically as a part of your build or deployment process. Now, think of it as building as a safety net directly into your development workflow. Right? Every pull request, every merge, every deployment, your bot will get tested. Right? And upon that, you are catching vulnerabilities and safety issues at the point of code change, not after the deployment. Right? So let me go ahead and show you how straightforward the setup is. So let us consider this is my bot where my code is running. Let's say my bot is Jojo, and this is the code base where I have written how Jojo works, how Jojo talks when there is a user talking to it through the UI interface. Now, to integrate the CI/CD feature in my bot, I'll just have to make few changes, or not even the changes. I just have to add two files into my existing code base without changing any of my previous code base. So I'm not changing anything in my previous code base, just adding two new files. One is fortify config.yml. Now, this file consists of some information that you are always seeing in the UI when you are triggering the session, right? So when you go to the Fortify UI session, you always see this that the integration type is API, session type is essential, attacker type is multi-turn, rerun count is 0 in case of multi-turn, and language in which you want the attack to occur. Right. So this is the information that you want in your setup as well. You don't have to change it, but in case if you want to run a single turn attacker type, you will change it to S turn, right? Like mentioned here, and you can mention the rerun count here as well in case of single turn. Or if you want to run a comprehensive check from your CI/CD integration, you will just change the value of essential to comprehensive. The above the keys also remains the same. You will have fortify.fuelx.ai. You don't have to change that. Wait for completion. By default, it will be false, and you don't have to change it. But if you want the Fortify session to first complete and then your build gets deployed, you can mark it as true. Now, API key is your same Fortify API key that you get for your bot from the Fortify, right? So you have to put that API key here. So this is one file. Most of the things here remain same. It is just the API key that you will have to change. The other file that will be given to you where you will have to add it, it is in your GitHub workflows, right? And in this particular file, this will be provided to you by us as well. You just have to put it here, and it has some lines, right? Like when you want this CI/CD trigger to happen. Like here, I have mentioned that I want it on the main branch whenever there is a pull request. Now, similarly, I can add uh, other branches name as well, and whenever there is a pull request or push to that branch of my code, the scan will run. Right. The main step here is that we are installing Fortify SDK with this particular line, and then we are providing a command to run the security scan. And this is where the file that we have placed outside, the YAML file, which has the configuration of our session, will get called and it starts to run. And now, when these are the only few steps that are mandatory to be run. Right now, as a developer, I can add extra steps onto this. Right, if I want the Fortify scan sessions result to be displayed on my PR, I'll just have to copy paste this particular command. You don't have to change anything at all. You can just copy paste it, or you can remove it if you don't want it. Right, similarly, there are several commands that you can directly put and can make the changes happen based on the results that you get from the Fortify scan session. Right, so let's assume that I have put the command files here just now. Now, just few time back, my colleague opened up a PR after putting these files into the code base. Now, as you can see, he has opened a pull request and put me as a reviewer, right? And see, he wants to merge these changes from this branch into main, and we have put the configuration that we want to trigger the Fortify scan whenever there is a pull request on main. You can see as soon as you open the request, a GitHub action is saying that a Fortify scan has started, and you can view the session URL here. Right now, you can directly click on the session URL and go to Fortify and see how is your session going on. Right, you don't even have to do that as well if you're not willing to leave your workspace. Right, as soon as the scan results are done, your scan results will be shown here as well. Now, these are the scan results that I have mentioned in my GitHub workflows that I want to be displayed in my PR. Right, I will show you here. So, post PR comments with results. Right, so if you want the similar type of results to be shown onto your PR, you can just go ahead with the same configuration. But if you want some other metrics, you can change in the command, and those metrics will be changed. Now, uh, we are calculating the quality gate in this particular command. And if you want uh, to fail your build based on the Fortify results, let's say if the quality vulnerability rate is more than 10%, you don't want to proceed with your build, you can apply that same logic into your code base in the YAML file as well. Right, and your build will not go through. Yeah, right. All the again This is the Fortify SDK user guides that guides you that how you can implement your bot uh, and integrate it with the Fortify SDK. And if you go to the GitHub actions here, you will find all the commands here that are ready to go. You can just copy paste them and place it on your folder. And one more thing to show here, that every time there is a comment on the PR by the GitHub actions for the Fortify, you will also get an email from the GitHub actions that Fortify scan has started and the Fortify scan results are done. So it is as simple as that. Just two file changes needed to be added into your existing code base, and session will be triggered every time you push a build in your code base. Thank you.